What's in your bag?
In my bag, like stuff for me.
This is like, should we do a what's in your bag?
Yeah, can we do a what's in the bag, please?
Should I hold it for you and you can take the things out?
Excuse me.
Yeah. Look, there's like when she starts to cry, like then when she's gonna pee, I don't know. Then when she's boring,
She's boring.
Yeah, everything possible.
Hello my loves, welcome back to a new video. My name is Jade Shinu and I help people reclaim back their power physically, mentally and spiritually. Now today we're going to be doing quite an uncomfortable video, unfortunately, and that is exposing the Balenciaga drama. So for those of you who don't know, Balenciaga is a very famous high top fashion brand that many celebrities endorse, such as Kim Kardashian, Nicole Kidman, etc. All the typical, you know, A-listers. So recently they came out with a very disturbing new ad, and in this ad it was extremely uncomfortable imagery of children. So within this ad there was children being posed in quite questionable ways holding BDSM teddy bears. So teddy bear bags that were dressed in bondage gear, BDSM gear, etc. So this on its own is obviously extremely dodgy and disgusting and vile, because it's like, why would they even do this in the first place? However, what people don't understand is this whole thing with this company is just the tip of the iceberg. Now, I've made many videos in the past exposing what the elites and Hollywood and celebrities and people in high power do with children and do behind the scenes. All of these people, the majority of them, are satanic, and they are heavily involved in the abuse of children, because it is all part of their very sick, dark, twisted religion. Now, there is so much evidence on this, and I'm so happy in a way that they have fucked up and this company have released this ad, because it's now exposing it to the mainstream. Because us so-called conspiracy theorists have been saying this for many years, and so many people didn't want to believe it. But now it's getting to the point where it's so obvious, so in your face, as if it wasn't before, but now it's like literally right in front of your nose. You can't ignore it anymore. And this industry, this disgusting company, they are just one part of the problem. All of Hollywood is in on this, and the more you research and go down the rabbit hole of truth, not conspiracy, truth, you will see for yourself just how dark and twisted this truth actually goes. And I'm not even allowed to say the truth on YouTube because my whole channel will get banned. So I am going to be doing a part 2 of this video where I go far deeper into the truth, the reality of what actually goes on behind the scenes with these people, and the real reason why they do what they do with children, etc. On my Patreon. So I will link that down below, and that will be published this week. So for what I can say on YouTube, with this company, they are so obviously satanic, it's laughable. Like, even just seeing the type of very bizarre imagery that they put out, especially one of their top designers. If you look on her Instagram, unfortunately now she's deleted over 100 posts because people have clocked on. But before this whole thing happened, she had posted so many disturbing satanic imagery on all over her Instagram. So it's like, why are celebrities endorsing this? Why are the public allowing this and putting heart emojis and fire emojis to such vile, disturbing imagery? Because this is what real Satanists actually are. It's not this fluffy new version of Satanism that I've mentioned before. that, you know, new age Satanists now go around saying. This is not what these people are. That is just one very small section of what they actually believe and endorse. But that in itself is a psyop, and that's a whole other video to make so these people can hide in the shadow. So then when people call them Satanists, they won't actually know the full truth of what they actually get up to behind closed doors. Because with Satanists, they don't just worship Satan. They worship many demonic deities that they do ritual sacrifices for, massively involving children, okay? So with this company, the real reason that they done this was not by accident. So you need to understand, when people publish ads with any, you know, high-end, you know, advertisements, they have to be signed off. The pictures themselves have to be signed off by over 50 people at least, probably more for this type of large-scale company. So it was no accident that this company, Balenciaga, published this imagery. They knew what they were doing. So all the fake apologies that they've now desperately tried to do on Instagram and blaming, oh, the photographer, trying to now sue the photographer, which is a lie, by the way, it's all a cover up. It's all bullshit, because these people knew exactly what they're doing. And in this imagery, you will see so much symbolism telling you what they're about. So in one of the images, there's a book of a particular artist. And when you Google what this artist draws and paints, it's all to do with ritual sacrifice towards children, cannibalism, torture, sexual abuse. It's very, very dark. And this is what goes on behind the scenes. All these people are involved in it. It is so dark, the truth, that most people don't want to hear it. Unfortunately, this has been going on for centuries. Before we were even born, this has been a practice of theirs for many, many, many years. But the real reason that they very strategically put this type of imagery is because they're avoiding karma. It's called the karmic loophole. So for many of you that have watched my previous videos, you'll know what I always elaborate and teach about, the importance of consent. This is the loophole that these satanic beings and people trick you into doing, so they can actually get away with what they're doing behind the scenes. So if they trick you to consent to what they do, their vile acts, then it's kind of like a loophole of karma that they can get away with lightly, because they are telling you what they are doing. So, and you are consenting by allowing it, not doing anything about it, and basically buying their products. Even worse, if you buy their products whilst they are telling you what they are doing, you've got some heavy karma on your hands. So do not buy their products. They put so much imagery into their campaigns, into their ads, because it's all to do with getting consent from you. It's all to do with telling you what they actually are, who they are, and what they do behind the scenes. So this is why it was no accident. It was done on purpose. And this happens all throughout Hollywood. They do it in movies. They do it in TV series. They do it everywhere. Now, it's always been said that symbolism and imagery will be the downfall of the elites, because people like you and I are now aware of it, because we can now decode it. This is why it's important to learn occultism, because, and again, this is why they make people scared of the occult. So you don't learn what they're up to, because in the end of the day, the elite are all masters at occultism. And this is why they make it all scary and seem all dark and whatever and evil, because they don't want you to know what's going on behind the scenes and decode their symbols, decode what they're actually about. But more and more people, thank fuck, and I've had so many spiritual awakenings, they can't hide anymore. So this is why this is happening. You know, all this shit is coming to the surface because the truth vibrations are hitting Earth heavily right now. This is why since 2020, such chaos has been happening. So many people are having spiritual awakenings. So many people are now realizing, wow, we're living a lie. The government are evil. They're lying to us. You know, all these dark truths are coming to light. And this has been a dark truth that has been massively overdue to hit the masses. This is probably the first time since the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing that people are now being made aware within the mainstream how dark and pedophilic these industries actually are. But like I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There is a reason why so many celebrities within Hollywood have ended up dead speaking against this. You know, Mel Gibson, he even said, you know, there's a reason why he was blacklisted from Hollywood, because he spoke out. He blew the whistle on Hollywood, saying how all this goes on. Again, I'll go more into detail on my part 2 on Patreon. And a very sinister thing that other people also pointed out within this photo shoot is there's a tape roll in one of the pictures, and Balenciaga is spelt with one A at the beginning, but on this tape roll you can see that it is spelt B-A-A-L instead of B-A-L, and that spells Baal. And Baal is the name of a very demonic deity that the elite worship. And with this deity in particular, people sacrifice children for him because he is known to eat them. It's all about cannibalism and the sacrifice and the blood of children being given to Baal. The world is so much more crazy than what people actually know and realize. And it's only the people who are natural mediums, witches, heavily educated on the occult, people who are psychics, who know this truth. I myself have seen these beings since I was a little girl, as well as many other people who are psychics and attached and connected to the spirit world. And these people have vast knowledge. The elite are very intelligent within the world of occultism. They know how to conjure these deities. They know how to conjure this evil. And this is what frustrates me, especially in the New Age movement, is they don't address any of this. And they're even stupid enough to worship and fall for the tricks of the elite, to worship celebrities, to unwillingly buy these brands. They have no idea. And this is why when you're on the spiritual path or any path in life, it's imperative to be aware and acknowledge both light and darkness. Because if you completely ignore the dark, you will be clueless to what's actually going on behind the scenes. Because the reality is that these people, this dark people, they control the world. The world is controlled by satanic people who abuse children. It's really that simple and dark. And these people abuse your own children. There is a reason why hundreds and thousands of children go missing every single year, all around the world, never to be seen again. There is a very dark reason why that happens, and that's just the children that are our children, not including children that aren't even accounted for, who aren't given birth certificates, who are born within secret places that these elite people own. So please check out my older videos. I've done a very good video about a year ago which exposed this girl's story, exposing her own experience living and growing up within a satanic cult herself. There's a very disturbing reason why the elite are getting more and more pushy with showing what they're doing, because they are now receiving more and more negative karma. They're now thinking that if they show the masses more and more what they're actually up to, that they'll somehow get what they want. But they're not going to win, because we are living within a spiritual warfare. It really is light against dark. And yes, there's non-duality that you can find within yourself, but the reality is there is a spiritual warfare going on. And if you don't acknowledge that, then you truly are very clueless, or in denial, because these beings, they have ruled Earth for centuries. Not just a few years, centuries, thousands of years. They have been ruling Earth, and their time is coming to an end. They know the prophecies. They know what's to come. And this is why they're getting desperate, and they're showing so much demonic darkness in music videos, TV programs, you know, now these ads, because they're trying their best to stay in control. to avoid the karmic loophole, but they can only do that for so long, and their time is running out massively. And this is why they're enforcing so many other things. They're, since 2020, becoming so draconian, very sloppy, because they never used to show this shit. They used to be vastly more classy, vastly more secretive and careful before all this came to light. They were never so obvious, but now even I'm shocked how obvious it is now in people's faces. But unfortunately, many people are asleep and desensitized, and they don't notice all this demonic symbolism, or they just think nothing of it, when in reality that symbolism is having an effect on your subconscious brain. This is why you should not listen to mainstream music. Like I've said in other videos, do not listen to Justin Bieber, do not listen to all these pop stars. Pop stars are the worst. They're far more demonic than heavy metal, because the secret frequencies and tones that they put within the music, the secret language, massively, if you play it backwards, that they put within music is shocking, and it has an effect on your brain. It turns you demonic. It turns you and tunes you and puts you into alignment with a dark frequency. So you stay a slave. So you stay asleep. So you don't wake up and empower yourself and take control of your own thoughts. You become a puppet, a drone. So this is why it's imperative to not worship these brands. Don't buy them. Don't think that celebrities are these skilled, talented people, because they're not. They are not skilled. They are not special. They did not work hard to get where they are. They sold their souls, okay? They sold their souls to these companies. They sold their souls to Balenciaga. They sold their souls to these people who are much higher up. So I hope this whole controversy has now, in a way, is proven that what us conspiracy people have been saying for many, many, many years is true. Like in that video that was shown at the beginning, why the fuck would they have such weird, dark runway shows of holding baby dolls that look dead and bags, and have blood splattered all over the place, have blood on the baby's toys, blankets, dummies? Like, that is sick. Like, how people can like just not even notice and like, oh, this is creative and artistic. Like, it is insanity how people can be that blind. But most people are not. And even the mud shows that they have, all of their fashion shows are so demonic. And it's the same with pop stars. All of their shows, like Madonna, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, all these people, their shows that they do are so dark, demonic. Billie Eilish, a very negative one. Do not listen to her music. It's extremely dark. So what people need to realize is stop worshipping these celebrities, these fashion brands, because they are put very carefully in place to distract you, to make your frequency of your body and mind aligned to being a little slave, to doing what they want you to do, to be lustful, to be only thinking about sex, money, drugs, partying, consumerism. That's all they want you to be. That's all. They don't want you to connect to true light, true empowerment, to freedom. They want you to stay a slave. So, and eventually accept what they do behind the shadows. They want to normalize it. This is why even within the law, they're trying to normalize pedophilia, calling it map people. Again, I said this in a video before. They're trying to normalize it, but I know within my heart they will not get away with it, because humanity cannot be controlled the way that they think we can. We are hackable to a degree, but they underestimate our hearts. They underestimate the power of love because they are void of it. These beings and entities are completely void of love. Humanity isn't, and this is why they despise humans, because true, genuine Satanists see humans who embody the frequency of love as vile, as disgusting, as weakness. They see it as pathetic because they cannot embody it. They are the complete opposite of that. So this is what the whole spiritual warfare is all about. And this is why I say time and time and time again that you must work on keeping your heart pure, because only when you have an open heart, a pure heart, and you're fully aware and conscious of what's going on in the world, and you don't get lost within it either, you don't turn into a monster like they are, then you're protected, then you're safe. Your soul is protected. So that's all I can say on this topic on YouTube. Like I said, I will be doing a part 2, which will be posted on my Patreon. So that is linked down below, the Goddess Coven Patreon. I already have other videos on there as well. So my own very vulnerable experiences that I've had with demonic entities, meditations to help reprogram your mind, card readings as well to give you guidance, and so much more, and also spell work. So it's all about education and basically empowering yourself, healing yourself. This is what this channel is all about. So it's to give you the tools to heal yourself, but it's also to give you the knowledge so you're aware of what's going on in the world, so you don't fall for these tricks and traps. Because it's very important to acknowledge these uncomfortable truths, because if you don't, you'll be blind. You'll be blind. You have to go through a dark night of the soul. This is all part of shadow work. It's not just dealing with your inner demons, it's dealing with the demons of this world. It's very, very important. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, my loves. Please like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss my future uploads. And if you want one-to-one guidance, I do offer oracle card readings where I give a fully in-depth reading using my own intuition and spirit guides to help guide you with whatever problems and issues that you are having. So as always, I will link that down below in the description box. I also have free ebooks on how to open your third eye, etc. So do please check that out and use that to your advantage. Until next time, my loves, I'm sending you so much love, so much light. Ahimsa.
Thank you.